He was nervous. He was supposed to hit that alley with that red shirt immediately, but he didn't do that. He came in and he wanted to check the scene. He wanted to make sure he wasn't getting into a shootout. That's my thoughts on it.
First time they first fall out, when he first got Nipsey signed, Nipsey comeback was fall out. They went down, there was a fight, rumble happened. I believe Big Q knocked Nipsey out. Blacc Sam comes out, fires 3-4 shots in the air. He's fresh out the penitentiary.
So a leaked wiretap just dropped, and it's got the streets buzzing about Big U. Word going around is he wasn't just gunning for Nipsey. Blacc Sam's name was floating in the mix too. People always knew Big U and Sam had some serious friction, but now this tape's got folks wondering what other shady moves were going down in the shadows. It's starting to look real clear that the so-called truce was more for the cameras than reality. Big U and Nipsey Hussle's history ran deep, way past the music game. This was street politics at its rawest. And when word spread that Blacc Sam allegedly let off a warning shot during a heated face-off with Big U right outside Nipsey's shop, that wasn't some random temper flare-up. That was a straight-up statement. You're not welcome here. Insiders swear the bad blood between Big U and the brothers never really cooled off. Yeah, they might have played nice in public, but that was just smoke and mirrors. Sure, Big U was right there on Nipsey's victory lap tour as his road manager, smiling for the fans. But anyone from the block knows street grudges don't just fade away overnight.
What was so significant about that? Because it had already been interviews of certain events and certain things mentioned.
Okay.
And what Blacc Sam did is what, you right, he talked about certain things without talking about certain people.
Now here's where it gets real wild. Word is the Fed's been holding on to wiretap recordings from an active RICO case tied to Big U. And these tapes ain't just small talk. We're talking about alleged violent threats, extortion plays, and slick references to major West Coast names. The public hasn't heard the full audio yet, but insiders swear there's footage of Big U talking reckless, even about folks in Nipsey's inner circle. So when whispers start that he might have wanted Blacc Sam out of the way, it suddenly don't sound so far-fetched. And remember, Eric Holder never moved like a man working solo. Even Blacc Sam himself hinted that somebody could have pushed Holder to make that move. He didn't drop names, but people close to the game, like Wack 100, have thrown shade, suggesting Big U felt disrespected. And that kind of grudge doesn't just disappear after Nipsey's gone. Some even believe Nip's passing only made the gap wider, especially with Sam running the Marathon brand and keeping Nipsey's empire alive, stronger than ever, right in the face of the people who didn't want to see it thrive. Blacc Sam stepped up and became the living symbol of everything Nip stood for, from pushing the Marathon brand to pouring back into the community.
He was nervous. He was supposed to hit that alley with that red shirt immediately, but he didn't do that. He came in and he wanted to check the scene. He wanted to make sure he wasn't getting into a shootout. That's my thoughts on it.
But here's the thing. That kind of shine and influence doesn't sit well with everybody, especially those who feel like they got written out of the story. Word is, Big U felt pushed to the side, maybe even disrespected. Whether it was personal grudges or losing out on business plays, it wouldn't be a shock if he wanted to move the obstacle blocking his lane, and if the chatter's true about Big U trying to claw back control over certain real estate deals or street affiliations that Nipsey and Sam had locked down. Then yeah, Blacc Sam wouldn't be seen as a partner. He'd be the problem. And problems in that world, they get handled quick. Out here, folks are starting to connect the dots between the old drama, the leaked audio, and Big U's sudden radio silence. Let's keep it real. If somebody was trying to bury a certain story, they'd move exactly how Big U's moving right now. No interviews, no explanations, just laying low and posting the occasional motivational quote like nothing's going on. But the real kicker? Some of Big U's own former allies aren't stepping up to defend him, and that silence speaks way louder than any press statement ever could.
First time they first fall out, when he first got Nipsey signed, Nipsey comeback was fall out. They went down, there was a fight, rumble happened. I believe Big Q knocked Nipsey out. Blacc Sam comes out, fires 3-4 shots in the air. He's fresh out the penitentiary.
With federal pressure already on his back and talk of a possibly damaging wiretap, it's starting to look like Big U might not just be cooling off, he might be straight up panicking. Big U ain't moving like a man secure in his legacy. He's moving like somebody who feels the walls closing in. Because once that audio sees daylight, and if it really does drop names like Blacc Sam, there's no spinning that story, no cleaning it up. Even without the full tape hitting the public, just knowing it's out there has already shifted how people are looking at him right now. We might not have the smoking gun in our hands, but too many eyes are locked on this situation. If Big U really wanted Blacc Sam out of the way, and this wiretap says what people think it says, it could blow the lid clean off one of the most heated sagas in West Coast hip-hop history. But to understand the weight of this moment, you gotta know where it all came from and how it got this deep. See, Big U wasn't some small-time name starting out. He came straight from the trenches, Arlington and Slauson Avenue, South Central LA, and he was really outside. He was active with the Arlington gangsters before they evolved into the Rollins 60s Crips. Big U was on the front lines, throwing hands, running plays, making moves that put his name on the map. By the early 90s, he wasn't just another player. Some would call him the top dog of the 60s. His influence in the streets was heavy, and everybody knew it. Fast forward, Nipsey enters the picture. What most people don't know, back in 2007 when Nip signed with Epic Records, Big U and Nip were actually cool. The game plan was for Nip to drop his first real studio album, South Central State of Mind, right after the crazy buzz from his Bullets Ain't Got No Name mixtape series. That underground run was unmatched. People were ready, but the album never came. And that's when things between him and Big U started to go sideways. Word in the streets, Nipsey was trying to break away from Big U's label. Rumor was Nip felt like he was being strong-armed, that the paperwork wasn't in his favor. And now that folks know Big U's name has been tied to those kinds of moves before, it's hard not to think Nip was on point. But Big U's side of the story? Whole different version. According to him, he'd already stepped out of the industry and just wanted his studio equipment back, gear that Nipsey had. So Big U pulls up, grabs his stuff, and moves it to his spot on 43rd and Crenshaw. He claims it wasn't about beef, says the setup was still open for Nip to use if he wanted, but Nipsey took it as a personal hit. Fast forward to 2010. Nip drops You Don't Got a Clue on the Marathon tape, and fans immediately start asking, hold up, is this a diss? That first verse, it was giving direct fire at Big U, and Big U, he wasn't about to just eat that. Word is he rolled up on Nip with some homies trying to press him straight, come take this discipline type vibes. Blacc Sam, Nipsey's big brother, wasn't about to let anything slide. When Big U tried to press Nip, Sam stepped right in front of him like a real one and told Big U straight up, nah, he's not going anywhere with y'all. Big U clapped back, saying Sam wasn't even a real 60 and needed to stay out of gang politics. But even then, he admitted he respected Sam for standing solid for his brother. And that wasn't the only time these two crossed paths. Here's where it gets even messier. Nip's first baby mama was actually Big U's niece. And word is, Nipsey wasn't feeling the energy around his daughter at her mom's spot. Guns, drugs, and a chaotic vibe allegedly being around his kid. So Nipsey pulls up solo and ends up pistol whipping a dude who was hanging around his daughter. Beat him so bad people say he landed in the hospital. His baby mama got caught up in the mix too, making the situation even hotter. Once Big U caught wind of it, he stormed over to Nipsey's store, ready to settle things. They start trading punches, and word on the block is Big U got the upper hand. That's when Blacc Sam rushed inside, grabbed the strap, and let one off in the air to get Big U off his brother. LAPD pulled up quick, spotted Sam with the heat, and opened fire. But somehow, nobody got hit. All three ended up in cuffs, but they bailed out the very next day. By 2011, Nipsey started connecting with YG and even brought him to the 60s for the BU I'm From Bompton video. Big U wasn't feeling that one bit, because back then, having a Pyru in Crip territory, that was rare, risky, and could have sparked all kinds of street drama. Nipsey had to straight up scrap with some of his own homies just to keep YG in the cut and make that video happen. But the loyalty went both ways. Later, YG brought Nip right into his hood for the BPT video shoot. That was real street respect. From there, Nipsey's career went through the roof. Grammy nods, store openings, building the marathon into a movement. But behind all the wins, his connection with Big U stayed rocky. Cool one week, not speaking the next. Even so, Big U couldn't deny it. Nip was built different. Not just a rapper, but a businessman who outworked nearly everyone and laid down a blueprint for independence in hip-hop. Still, the Blacc Sam Big U tension never let up. Sam didn't like the way Big U handled business with Nip, and Big U's gone on record saying he didn't vibe with Sam either. That kind of bad blood, it sticks. And here's where it gets even spicier. After coming home from prison, Big U built a rep for pressing rappers who came through 60s turf. If you were in the area, you either checked in or you got checked. No exception. Fast forward to 2019, DJ Khaled and John Legend roll up with Nip to film the Higher video. Word is, Big U sent a crew to apply pressure. Nipsey ended up moving the whole shoot to a rooftop in Inglewood, only to start getting death threats from people tied to the Inglewood family Bloods, one of the city's strongest sets. Security had to be boosted heavy. And then, just days later, Nipsey was murdered. The city went into shock. The streets went into overdrive. In the days after Nipsey's death, the streets were buzzing like never before. Phone lines lit up, DMs flooded, and everybody had a story about what really went down. Big U's name kept getting tossed around, not just because of their complicated history, but because of how quiet he went when the smoke hit. No statements, no interviews, just the occasional cryptic post like nothing happened. To some people, that wasn't grief. It was calculated silence. Then came the whispers about that federal RICO case still sitting in the background. Folks started asking, if Big U really was under investigation, would Nip's murder have been just bad timing or part of something way bigger? The timing was too close for comfort, and in the world of street politics, timing tells its own story. Former associates started distancing themselves. Some who used to sing his praises stopped picking up his calls. Industry connections that once bragged about knowing him now kept their names far away from his. In certain circles, people claimed Big U's influence wasn't what it used to be, and that's dangerous when your whole brand is built on power and respect. Meanwhile, Blacc Sam took control of the Marathon legacy full throttle, expanding the store, launching new ventures, and keeping Nipsey's vision alive. That move alone deepened the divide. Every new success under Sam's leadership was a reminder that Nipsey's camp could thrive without Big U in the picture. The tension reached a boiling point online when more leaked info about the wiretap started circulating. Claims that the audio doesn't just name names, but actually outlines plays against certain people. Now the talk is that if this wiretap ever leaks in full, it won't just shake up a few relationships. It could burn down entire alliances across the West Coast. People say the recording doesn't just have Big U talking slick. It's got him naming moves, naming targets, and hinting at plays that would make certain powerful figures look real bad. And in this game, reputations are currency. Once it's gone, you can't buy it back. Behind closed doors, some in the industry are reportedly already preparing for the fallout. We're talking artists switching up who they align with, managers canceling meetings, and street figures tightening their circles. The idea that one man's words caught on a Fed wire could send shockwaves through both the rap game and the streets is something you don't see every day. Meanwhile, Big U's public image has been slipping in ways that are hard to ignore. His old top dog aura isn't hitting the same. Fewer calls, fewer cosigns. Even the younger generation, who once looked at him like a blueprint, are starting to see him as yesterday's news. In street terms, that's dangerous, because once the respect fades, the wolves start sniffing around. Blacc Sam, on the other hand, has only been gaining momentum. From global brand deals to community projects, every move he makes stacks more weight on his side of the scale. For the people watching from the sidelines, it's like two rival empires moving in opposite directions, one climbing higher, the other quietly losing ground. And then there's the part nobody forgets. Big U didn't even show up to Nipsey's funeral. That alone had people digging up everything. The past fights, the studio equipment drama, the baby mama situation, and that leaked IG live of Big U talking slick, none of it looked good. Sure, Eric Holder was eventually arrested and convicted, but not long ago, Blacc Sam dropped a subtle bomb in an interview, hinting that someone may have sent Eric to do what he did. That one comment reignited all the whispers that Big U might have had more to do with this than he ever admitted. Some folks say Nipsey got too big, broke unwritten rules, and started outshining the so-called master. But let's be real. Right now, it's all speculation. Big U has denied every single accusation, saying Nip was like a little brother to him. Meanwhile, Blacc Sam keeps pushing forward, keeping the marathon alive, expanding the brand, and making sure Nip's vision stays untouchable. So the question is, did Big U truly have love for Nip, or was it all business? And when the money stopped flowing, did the loyalty stop too? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.